The question is the motion be agreed to. I call the member for Tangi.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Science and economics are problematic bedfellows. Any attempt to shoehorn progress and expedite new technologies invariably leads to disappointment. The nature of scientific progress is not linear, nor can it be controlled or predicted. If a venture is not economic, then it's not sustainable. How ironic that Labor members seek to sustain an unsustainable idea, an unsustainable industry. When one introduces constraints by means of a renewable energy target, then there are unintended consequences. It is known that the marketplace of ideas, like the marketplace of goods and capital, works best unfettered. Introducing artificial constraints that are demonstrably uneconomic perverts the efficient allocation of capital in terms of both human capital and financial capital. The ones left paying the price for Labor's nice ideas are the people of Australia. The RET will punish poor people disproportionately more than the wealthy. Labor has dropped caring for the poor and the working class for champagne socialism. Unrealistic divestments of time and capital and artificial crises punish those that can least afford to be punished. The RET has and will continue to cost jobs and push the cost of living much higher for many millions of Australian families. What is known of Labor's policies now and beyond doubt is that they're wildly optimistic and woefully lacking in precise detail. There never seems to be any thinking of how the thing will work beyond the big idea. This RET scheme and the specific measures it advocates is completely discredited by having been born of a Labor government congenitally addicted to fantasy. Unfortunately, you're right. Unfortunately, you're right. If science could be tamed and brought under bit and bridle, why should anyone trust Labor's future solution? The same Labor government, projects like nuclear energy present viable, safe, clean and economic alternatives to the energy crisis. The debate must move forward from rampant NIMBYism. In truth, the RET is an anachronistic plan that was dreamed up at a time when Australia still had surpluses. The geopolitical situation in the Middle East, Africa and Russia was also more benign, and yet the Labor Party wants Australia to stick to the same plan. How dumb. Our best options for getting to clean economic sources of power lie with locally sourced proven nuclear technologies. I refer here particularly to the debate around thorium reactors and their important future role in the provision of clean energy. Specifically, I would like to see this happen in my home state of Western Australia. Canada, China, Germany, India, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom and the United States have experimented with using thorium as a substitute fuel in nuclear reactors. When compared to uranium, there is a growing interest in thorium-based nuclear power due to its greater safety benefits and thorium's greater abundance. India's three-stage nuclear program is possibly the best known and best funded of such efforts. Australia has the largest reserves of thorium. We have all the necessary material and know-how in WA. It is tragic that with this opportunity, Australia should fall behind India in scientific and economic endeavour. In a 17-page submission last week, the Business Council described the RET as poor public policy that is no longer relevant to Australia's circumstances. Today, the Australian energy market operator is set to cut national power demand forecast for the third straight year. I join others such as Origin and Energy Australia in stating the obvious, that the full costs are escaping assessment. We should allow the market to determine the best mix of technologies based on market principles, not some arbitrary decision made by Canberra-based pen pushers with little understanding of the drivers of economic competitiveness and technological development. It is my belief that in Australia, our nation should never sacrifice Australian jobs or our standard of living because of an idle threat.